Trouble, Dad.
What do you mean, trouble?
It's Julie, she's here.
Julie?
And she intends to stay. She's got a suitcase with her.
What?
Don't worry, I told her it was out of the question. She can't stay here, not now we've got things running smoothly.
She certainly can't. Running smoothly? You call this running smoothly?
You know what I mean. This is a bachelor pad, there's no room for girls. Besides, quite frankly, I think she's got a nerve coming back here after 7 years.
She certainly has. Wait a minute, isn't that what you did?
Yeah, and that's why she's come, to safeguard her interests.
Her interests?
Her inheritance. Well, let's face it, Dad, you're not going to live forever. One day you're going to pop off. Don't get me wrong. I hope you have a long and happy life. Long and happy. In fact, I don't even like to think about it.
It's funny, neither do I.
Look, when you go, well, this house should be worth a bit. Then there's your insurance. Your estate could come to a considerable sum. I don't know what's in the will. Suppose you have made a will.
Oh, yes, man.
Good. Makes things so much easier. You don't want to die intestate?
No, that'd be stupid.
Well, we've always assumed we'd get a third each.
We?
Frank, Julie and me.
When you sit around talking about my will?
No! Not all the time, but it has cropped up. And I suppose because I'm closer to you than the others, she thinks I may be coming in for more.
Does she really?
Oh, I know it's an ugly thought, but that's what it's like in families. Children can be very mercenary, wrangling over the deathbed before the body's barely cold.
Yes, well, let me put your mind at rest, Matthew. There won't be anything to come because I intend to spend it all on riotous living.
You can't spend it all, Dad.
Why not?
You'll need to save something for your old age. And then, as you grow older, you'll need less because your appetites will diminish. Unless you need full-time nursing.
I know. You've made me realise something, Matthew. I should be living my life right now, to the full.
No, live it to the full later, Dad. It'll be cheaper.
Well, I'm going to live it right now. I'm not waiting for it to come out in paperback. And if there's anything left over, I'm going to leave it to the Bowls Club.
Good for you, Dad. You tell her that.
Don't you worry, I will.
Yes, I tried to warn her. I said you'd changed. You're not a daddy dumpling anymore. Dumpling? That's what she used to call you. And didn't you used to have a name for her? A real girly name. What was it?
I don't remember.
Of course you don't, because you've changed. You've been hurt. She won't be able to twist you around a little finger anymore. I told her. He hasn't forgotten the way you all abandoned him.
No, I certainly haven't. I remember the day she left. She had a new skipping rope with silver bells on the handles. Wouldn't even listen to me. Just kept skipping round the furniture. Well, if she thinks she can come back here now...
Hello.
Who's this?
It's me, Dumpling.
Don't call me that.
Don't call him that.
It's Julie. Don't you recognise me?
No. You've put on weight.
I know. I'm thinking of going on a diet.
Good, we've just eaten.
You're too young to go on a diet. Besides, you might become anorexic, and I've got enough problems. What you need is the right food and regular exercise. Done any skipping lately?
Skipping?
You would.
Yes, I seem to remember you were very fond of that. When you left this house 7 years ago, you didn't walk out, you skipped. Didn't even say goodbye.
Not even goodbye.
Your last words were salt, mustard, vinegar, pepper.
I didn't realise what was happening. I was only 9.
That's no excuse.
No excuse.
You knew. Frank was too young, and Matthew, well, he was always a bit slow.
What?
But you were the brightest. I expected more from you. I thought we could talk together. Remember those long walks we took? How we talked about the future? How we planned your career in neurosurgery? All those dreams we had?
Yes, I remember. You promised me a pony.
You haven't come back for it, have you?
No, you don't understand.
Oh, no, of course I don't understand. No, isn't that what the judge said? A parent lacking in warmth and understanding. It was the talk of the neighbourhood. Have you any idea what it was like, going out there, mowing those lawns, lacking in warmth and understanding?
Any idea what it was like?
Wait a minute. Is it my imagination, or is there an echo in here?
Do you mind if I sit down?
Why?
I'm tired.
Typical of the younger generation, no stamina. Couple of hours on a train and you're tired.
I didn't come by train, I hitchhiked.
What? Julie, how many times have I warned you about accepting lifts from strangers?
Right.
Move out of that chair, mate.
What?
What made you do it? Anything could have happened.
I was perfectly safe.
Julie, no woman is safe on the roads these days. Even the nuns travel in pairs. And dress like that. If you're going to hitchhike, you should wear something shapeless.
I didn't have time to think about it, and I didn't have any money.
No money?
Dad, she's smoking.
What?
Smoking. In here.
Yes, pass her an ashtray, Matthew. You should have money. I send some every
It
month.
doesn't go very far. A little makeup, perfume, a few clothes. Of course, they resent me spending it on things like that.
Oh, do they? Well, why shouldn't you? After all, you're a young lady these days. Can't they see that?
They don't seem to want me to grow up.
No, well, your mother wouldn't. She's still trying to pass for 35. What made you come here?
I needed your advice.
Oh, I see. Don't they give you advice? Hmm?
No, they just get on to me all the time. They resent my friends, my clothes, my social life. I thought if I could stay here for a couple of days.
Oh, well, I'm afraid the spare room's a bit of a mess, Julie.
Uninhabitable.
I suppose you could use Matthew's room.
What?
And he could take a sleeping bag into the spare room. It's only for a couple of days. Do you know, you do look tired. Why don't you go and have a nice hot bath and I'll bring your case up?
Oh, thanks, Dumpling. I knew you'd understand. You always did.
Yeah, that's all right, kitten.
Mwah.
Kitten? Well,
What?
you certainly told her.
I couldn't turn her away, could I? After all, she's my daughter. Daughter. Yes, I didn't realise I had an attractive daughter. Mind you, I shouldn't be surprised. Takes after me.
You?
Yes, my side of the family always had the looks. Yes, I could show you a picture of me. Bare legs, ringlets, held in a teddy. You'd be amazed at the resemblance. It's uncanny. Uncanny. Yes, and she was a lovely child, too, with that golden ponytail and the sweetest smile you ever saw. She was such an affectionate child. Everybody's darling.
Affectionate? What about the time she creosoted the dog?
That was just a childish prank.
The dog didn't think so. It was almost rigid. If I'd been quick with the Terps, it'd still been standing in that garage. Could have used him as an ornament. You never punished her, though, did you? You never hit her.
I don't believe in that. I believe in reason.
You hit me.
Yes, what does anyone could get through to you?
Remember the first time you hit me? I was fighting with her.
Yes, I remember. And I was sorry, but I had to defend her, didn't I? Can't hit girls.
Why not?
Why not, indeed? Never worried you did it. And you got her in the end. Got her with that building brick. Did you notice that mark on her forehead? There to this day. Scarred.
That's right. Take her side. She was always your little favourite.
Wait a minute. Let's get one thing straight. I never had any favourites. You were all treated equally. And while she's in this house, you'll find you'll both be treated in exactly the same way. Now go and move your stuff out. Wonder if she'd like some flowers. Yeah. Yes, I think I'll go and pick some flowers.
Mr. Willows.
Yes, Enid.
I know some people think I'm just a menial round here.
You're not a menial.
A faceless drudge
You're not a faceless drudge.
and an interfering busybody.
You're not a faceless drudge. What's the matter? What's happened?
When I left that kitchen this morning, it was gleaming. You could have eaten off the floor.
Well,
Well, now it looks as if someone has.
that's probably Matthew. You know what he's like.
It wasn't Matthew. I know Matthew. He's congealed egg, squashed beans and splattered fat. No, this was something new. Spaghetti hoops, yoghurt and abandoned apple cores. I'm afraid it was the young lady.
You mean Julie? Did you say anything to her?
I tried. I suggested that while she was here, she might like to help in the kitchen, do a little ironing, possibly some sewing.
And?
She laughed in my face and called me a name.
A name? What was it?
I can't repeat it.
Well, I have to know, Enid. Could you write it down?
I'm not sure I could spell it.
What was it?
Eunuch.
What?
A female eunuch.
Well, what that means...
I know what it means. A eunuch is someone who is allowed into the harem having been rendered harmless by a certain rearrangement. It is no way to address a woman who has led a full married life. I insist on an apology.
Of course. Julie!
I knew there'd be trouble.
Keep...
Has she been rude?
Julie!
You gonna hit her?
What's the matter, Dumpling?
Julie, you called Mrs. Thompson a name that has wounded her very deeply.
Oh, you mean female eunuch?
Yes, and I insist on an apology.
I can't do that, Dumpling.
Can't you?
Hit her, Dad.
It's a question of principle.
You want the hairbrush?
What principle?
She suggested I did the chores. And I want to know what law of the universe, what decree of nature makes me responsible for the ironing and sewing. Why not Matthew?
You're a girl.
I'm a person, Matthew, in my own right.
So that's true, yes. She is a person. In her own right.
I was merely pointing out that Enid is in danger of becoming a sexual stereotype.
You're doing it again?
I intend to choose my own role in life, and I won't have one forced on me by male prejudice.
Well, you've got a point there. She has got a point there. And very well expressed. Hadn't thought of it like that. Yes, but don't speak to Mrs. Thompson like that again, Julie. She doesn't understand. She hasn't done sociology.
If you say so, Dumpling.
That's a good girl.
I thought you were going to tell her off.
I did.
That wasn't a telling off. There was nothing like a telling off. When I get told